And we agreed that why should we be talking of foreign investment? And when we say that, naturally or almost instantaneously, we are talking of European investments, American investments, Asian investments. We want to see Mozambicans investing in Zambia, Zambians investing in Mozambique, together, as a natural progression when we talk of additional capital mobilization. And then we can bring others to lay on what the two of us are able to put together. So we're very happy that we have a business community at this dinner tonight, but the President also had a business forum this afternoon with the business community members, yes, Mozambique and Zambia. So we want to encourage that going forward. We want to see more of that deliberately. The President and I and us covered issues of, I said the corridors connect Nakala, Beira, to our, if you like, Tazara corridor, Central corridor we call it now, Lobito corridor, Walvis Bay corridor, and we're ambitious. The President will talk about some of those issues. It's his day today, he's the guest, but I'm just touching on some of them. And we are desirous that this is the era of economic expansion in our individual countries, but also in our region. The KKs and the group, our freedom fighters, gave us independence, political independence. Our duty is to deliver economic growth and more growth for jobs, for business opportunities, for treasury income, so we can support our populations to better their lives in Mozambique, in Zambia, in SADC, on the African continent. President and I agree that this generation of leaders, President Chapo, my brother, and ourselves here, is to focus on this aspect, to build on the gains that we have made so far. And I think that's the best way of remembering those on whose shoulders we're standing, those that liberated us, ran our countries. What can we say to them that we've been able to add to their achievements? It is the issues of investment, trade. And this afternoon, I must say, we signed the Chanida border post, basically one-stop. Although my personal view is that we should not pride ourselves of one-stop border post. We should pride ourselves of non-stop border posts, because technology allows us to do that. So, but anyhow, we're very happy. We want to look at also our Luangwa Zumbo, FERA, commonly known as FERA. We basically formalize these border posts and encourage our people to interact more, rather than restricting our people from living together in one community. The President reminded me that these borders were drawn for us by other people in Europe. So even cutting families, elder brother is a Mozambican, the last born, same mother, same father, is a Zambian, because the two were found on the two sides of the river. So how do we restrict ourselves from allowing that interaction? We should actually make it easier for our people to access each other and to do business with each other, raise families together, trade. I don't want to waste your time, but the President will speak more about some of the issues that we cover.
Yes, well said, Mr. President. These borders are for poor Africans. These borders are not for Europeans. These borders are not for Americans, not for Chinese, Russians, Japanese. These borders are for Africans, especially poor people. My dear lovely family, brothers and sisters, let me salute you in the name of Pan-Africanism and take this opportunity to welcome you in this video where we are going to share a few things from what President Hakainde Hichilema, the President of Zambia, said. Let me start with the issue of working together. And of course, President said very well that this is a time for Africans to work together. Our founding fathers fought for political independence, this time, this generation of leadership, they have the duty to fight for economic freedom or economic liberation. So the question is, are our leaders having the same idea? If you look our founding fathers, all of them, they have one thing in their heads: independence, independence, independence. Let us today look to our leaders. What do you see to our leaders? Are they have economic freedom in their minds? Are they thinking about economic emancipation? And if yes, why are we fighting each other? Because during our struggle for independence, political independence, you find that African leaders came together, united, speaking with one voice. You remember how they supported South Africa, how they supported Zimbabwe, how they supported Angola, supported um, uh, Mozambique, because all African leaders have the same idea. So nowadays, we have leaders who have different ideas, different ideology. I don't know why. If you go in other places, leaders are thinking different. If you go somewhere, African leaders are thinking different. Today, African leaders are talking about continental free trade areas, why they are not allowing Africans to move from one place to another. They're still having visas. So we don't have speaking with one voice. We don't have a common interest. We don't have determination. So I think this generation, as President Akainde Chilema said, they have one duty: economic freedom. And we can achieve economic freedom if we can come together. Also, the issue of borders. Of course, I've started with the issue of the borders. We know very well that when the colonizers sat down in Berlin, 1884 to 1885, they divided Africans without even Africans knowing that they have already separated by borders. But we find ourselves into these custody, into these chains of borders that are restricting Africans moving from one place to another. As the president said, that you find a elder brother in one side of the river and the lastborn in other side of the river. But these people are being separated by these colonial borders. But they're relatives, but they're separated in different countries. And these borders was created purposely to make sure that these people will not speak with one voice. And that's why they introduced their languages. You see, for instance, if you go to Mozambique, you find Africans in that area speaking Portuguese. You come to Zambia speaking English. You go to Angola, Portuguese. You go to Democratic Republic, French. You go to other countries, Spanish. So they use borders and with influence their languages to divide Africa, to make sure that even if we will know that we are relatives, but it will be difficult for us to come together. But we have grown up, we have educated. Let us abolish these borders. You know, it doesn't make sense that 15 European leaders sat down in Berlin, 1884 to 1885, and divided Africa. And all of us, with our leaders, with 55, if not 54 heads of state, we are accepting what 16 Europeans agreed. As if we Africans, we don't have our mind. We don't think properly. So, and yet we come here, we say colonialism is a bad thing. And yet we are still keeping borders. Some said, you know, if you can remove these borders, we can create conflict. No, brothers and sisters. We have borders and still we have conflict. You see, we have borders, still we have conflict. Look what is happening in other continents. If Europeans can move freely within Europe, why not Africans? Why not us? Look at our infrastructure, the way we are designed. For instance, look to those countries that have ports. Those countries are just like outraged for taking resources from mainland to the coast. That's how colonial infrastructure were designed. So today you see it, for African, even these leaders, for African leaders, maybe in South Africa or Botswana, to go to Senegal, they need to go out of the continent. They need to go to Paris or Amsterdam or Dubai or Qatar to get back to Senegal. You can see how difficult. There's no direct flights from South Africa to Senegal. There's no direct flight from Gaborone, Botswana to Abuja, Nigeria. Ask why. And all these countries, they have airline. Why we cannot merge these airlines and create one powerful airline that can connect the people of Africa? So I think if there's a time for Africans to reassess ourselves, it is this time. This economic freedom that we are asking for will not attain if we don't come together. Now there's a big scramble for Africa. There's a big scramble. And if we are not careful, we'll find ourselves into another form of colonialism where, and of course have been prophesied this, by the year 2100, by the year 2100, or 75 years, 50 years to come, if we are not careful, Africans will become slaves again. Will be slaves again. You know why? Now you see the Chinese are coming. They're buying a piece of lands. They're taking minerals, mines, their own mines. They're signing lease of 50 years, 100 years in some countries. You see right now, these powerful nations are putting their military bases. You see? So in the near future, when Africans will wake up and demand their resources, they will find that all resources have already privatized. All resources are in the hands of whom we call investors. Africans will have nothing. Even if you will have money to invest, you will find that all resources are already in the hands of investors. We find we have nothing. And all this is because of disunity. We see these things, but we don't care. And some say, we'll not be there. But just imagine if our founding fathers did like that. Today we have not talking about freedom, political freedom. So let us build another foundation for economic emancipation. And this is our time. So brothers and sisters, let us not speak for too long. Let us not speak many words. Let us end here, and I'd like to hear also from you. What is your opinions? What is your perspective from what you heard from President Hakainde Hichilema, and also from what I said? Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. See you next time in other video. Thank you.